Hey guys, welcome back. DripCoach here with Drip and Farm for Poverty, where we don't trust, we verify, and operate with integrity and transparency. Today, give me an update on the elephant in the room and what is going on with Elephant.Money. TLDR, I don't have a dog in this fight. I could care less, but it is a good indicator of how to approach these DeFi streets and do your own research. So stay tuned. All right, so naturally, this is a fitting image because, man, I have not been following Elephant. I did that one test a while back here on my channel, I think, where I took $100 and put it into Elephant. That was 10 months ago. And I've talked about it a couple times, talking about the similarities between the Drip ecosystem and the Elephant.Money ecosystem. But today, since, let me see where this is actually at. I haven't looked. Let's see. So that is the $120 investment I made 10 months ago. It is down 90%. Very similar to everything that happened in the Drip ecosystem and everything that happens in most, I say in air quotes, DeFi dApps, because all these dApps actually aren't decentralized at all. They're not DeFi. And we tend to have a negative taste in our mouth for DeFi, but actually none of us have been operating in DeFi. If you've been looking at stuff like Elephant or Drip or DripX or PulseX, all those, because they're centralized. The devs control the contracts and they are able to make changes, sometimes in favor of the community, sometimes not, supposedly based by votes, who knows, whatever. The point is, it is not DeFi. It is not the true nature of what decentralized finance is supposed to be or what decentralized tokens were supposed to be. However, come to you with the information straight from people that are in the ecosystem. And this particular one was forwarded from someone named Awesome Mr. T. And what I do like about the Elephant ecosystem, I don't actually interact in the Telegram, but what I can say I do like is it does seem like they allow actual people to have discourse. So while they may be a cult-like ecosystem, they are better definitely than what Drip allowed, because people can actually express quote unquote FUD, which is not FUD. It's expressing why they are upset or what they are seeing happening within the ecosystem based on what they were told was supposed to happen. And you should be able to express that. Unfortunately, the Drip community and everything tied to Drip doesn't allow for any sort of healthy discourse. They just ban you and tell you you're flooding their bags and things of that nature. But at least from what I can tell in Elephant, these people actually speak up and can have intelligent conversations. So let's read this. I have no idea on the context of what they're replying to, but again, this will give you context on how to approach these echo chambers and community projects, because it shows you exactly how these things operate. So Awesome Mr. T, or someone on behalf of, basically said, Nina, lovely words. A lot of these thoughts and comments are in general and not necessarily aimed at you. But frankly, this is like putting a band-aid on a dam burst. Sounds like what I was saying with Drip when we had the issues. There are a lot of folks that are relying on futures daily income without the flexibility of any other choice. Not that they did not DYOR NFA. What I am annoyed at is the continuous backing of bank teller blindly without questioning or being a little conscious about the changes. We definitely saw that in our communities. You can see it in other communities where people just blindly accept the devs as like gospel, walking on water, and they can do no wrong. And they just keep echoing that this is bullish because that's what the dev told them. But this person appears to have more than 2 brain cells than the rest of the cult. And it's like, hey, why are we just blindly following this? We should be able to ask questions. He says, when I hear chess, not checkers, that's a BT quote. I really don't know what moves being made here even close to checkers, leave alone chess. The writing was on the wall for over a year. Analysis was done and decreed by BT as haters will hate. I mean, the sycophant followers are almost like a MAGA group for EM. Make Elephant great again. Mega group. That is quite funny. When we have to forget the past and fix what is current, then we definitely not playing chess. And that's exactly, again, what we saw with the Drip community. And you can see again in other crypto communities. They want you to ignore the charts and pretend like this didn't happen and you're not wrecked. You know, there's like, oh, well, we're here now, so let's focus on this. It's like, yeah, but I got in back here or back here or even here. And here we are now. It's like, yeah, let's focus on that. But they want you to just put your head in the sand and continue to, you know, be part of the echo chamber. So we just had BT tell everybody that version 11 was going to be a surgical swapping of treasuries, only to find out this new 1% cap. Sorry, BT, but currently your math has failed. Just to be real here, any significant futures holder is now crossing their fingers in hopium of a shitcoin mooning. Facts. Is this where math and checkers have got us? For me, this is no longer a bank. It's more of a shilling circus, hoping that Trunk is accepted by major investors on Solana. And really, why would it be? If anyone had $1 million to drop, they would go to Trunk. In which warped reality? I mean, can anyone who thinks the wake up, whoever thinks that, wake the fuck up, really? Every single one of the EM platform plays has failed. And man, I can point to that as well. Now, I didn't get into any of these other platforms, but something that person just mentioned is that this was supposed to be a decentralized community bank permissionless system that accumulates wealth through stablecoin backed by deflationary assets. Well, the stablecoin has never, I can't say never been stable. It was stable for like the first 6 months out the gate. And then it too just jumped off a cliff. That is not a stable coin that I would be able to accumulate wealth in. So it launched back in October 2021 and it traded in between being stable with $1, even though it had some bounces around there. And then in April 2022, and ever since, it's just been all the way down. Then I think this was with Solin and the stuff on Solana, so they were putting money back into this. I don't know the details. Not the point of this video. And then it dropped again. So, I mean, at what point do you, as that person said, have to say, hey, look, your math has failed. Both charts look exactly the same, and they look like any other degen shit token, where you think the community is going to help you out or is there for you because they're all echoing we're going to the moon, but nobody zooms out. When in doubt, zoom out and see that, you know, it's just been down the entire time. Not the entire time, because miraculously he does pull rabbits out of his hat to get the chart to look bullish again for a brief while, and then it just repeats itself. So there is a small sliver of people who understand how to play the game, that they can benefit from these pump and dumps. They know what's going on and know how to play the game accordingly. But those who are not that experienced or believe in the narrative that they're being force fed, then they're the ones that are going to end up kind of screwed. Like this YouTube channel for Elephant.Money says, implements a voluntary, sustainable, permissionless global economic engine. That's just a word salad of nothing. On top of a collection of blue chip assets, a core rewards token. Well, if your rewards token has been down and to the right the entire time, then you're just losing money. And if your stable token hasn't been stable, then you're just losing money. So it doesn't quite add up. But let's finish up with this guy's comments. Every single one of EM platform plays has failed. Elephant token is a joke right now and has been for a long while. And just to be clear, this is not from a single 1.8 trillion token whale tax transaction. I think that was what they said happened the last time it dumped or something like that. If the design of the platform could not tolerate that action, then, you know, what do you expect? So I think the first time it was a bad actor, supposedly. Like every time I think it's actually supposed to be been bad actors. And they always point the finger at someone or something. NFTs, what a hilarious joke. Better than real estate. Currently, the homeless cardboard box is better than real estate. I have a ton of NFTs that emit a shit token going to zero. Facts. Sorry, it's point and a bunch of zeros, ones. So for math professors out there, their absolute gain can't go to zero calculations. So that's what a lot of people say. It's like, you can't go to zero. And I used to tout that same garbage with Drip. And yes, technically, none of the tokens can ever go to absolute zero, but they can go damn sure close enough to where it doesn't matter what you do. Even the tax or transaction gas fee makes you lose money just to try to sell the token. Right now, Elephant's not in that situation because it has a lot of liquidity. But if you invested in, like you said, value in real estate, then you just lost a shit ton of money. We can't sell a single NFT for anything. Yeah, nobody's going to buy that. Realistically close to what we bought it for. Futures, can you just cash me out, please? So these are the 3 different arenas that he's created stuff. So that's one thing I can give BT. He comes up with new ways to get people to throw money into the ecosystem. And that is a necessary evil for any real product or crypto product. You have to add things to make people want to buy again. Even if it's a restaurant, you have to do promotions and add new things to your menu, buy one, get one free, stuff like that, to get people to come back, even though they're hungry and they like your food. Like, you have to convince them to spend their money with you again. So I can't be upset with the way he does this, but nothing has panned out for the bulk of the investors from what I see on the outside and from what happened with my investment. You folks seem positive, great, but can we not let this create an echo chamber for BT in which he thinks or believes where we have gotten to is great? Yep. So you have people that will always stroke the ego of the devs, or like, they'll tell you you're fudding, just, shut up and let the dev cook and blah, blah, blah. Man, that is exactly what's happening in the animal farm ecosystem. Those poor people are so delusional. It's ridiculous. And then these people, I guess, is not a cynic. He called out the math when the design looked promising, called it out when a failure was written in the far distant future that could have been corrected to be saved. His analysis and mentioning it is like a barometer/thermometer. Calling him a cynic is like yelling at your thermometer when it tells you the current temperature or tomorrow's obvious forecast. I caught a lot of hell for that with the Drip ecosystem. People didn't like that shit. Folks, stop drinking the Kool-Aid. That's not going to happen, but appreciate you trying to help them out, sir. Call out BT with facts only when it needs to be. Praise him when designed correctly. Sounds like a great idea. Right now, there are complete investor groups swing trading trunk. How in which universe does BT expect the liquidity and price to hold at whatever amount? So now we will have zero Bertha to feed the price of trunk, and the turbines, well, by the time they turn on, it's like bringing a glass of water to a full-blown California forest fire. And the bank teller, for me, massively mathematically disappointed, and this entire rant was with zero personal bashing. So I do like the way he mentioned all this. Like, it's just all the facts, but 99% of the community in there and in all these other echo chamber DeFi communities will just call this FUD. They can't get their head out of their ass to understand that the system is broken and that it needs to change, and stop just telling the dev that they're awesome and they walk on water and everything is great. You need to actually call shit out the way it is. But unfortunately, that's not the way these communities work. So this is the educational piece I want you guys to see, that if you're in a group and all you hear is echo chamber stuff, and then whenever someone calls something out that is completely against the ongoing narrative, if they are drawn, quartered, tarred and feathered and stoned in the public square, then you probably should leave that group and try to cash out, because chances are it's going to go to zero, or you're going to just continue to get wrecked and lose your money. Because if you can't have healthy discourse, then that means no one in there is open to improving the protocol. Everything can be improved. And so like this person mentioned about trunk, it's just going to be swing traded. That's exactly what happens with all these shit tokens. Even what happens with Drip right now, there's no liquidity in Drip for that. But once it's broken its original design, then all people will do is buy the rumor, sell the news, and just swing trade it. They're not going to hold it. They're going to buy a shit ton of it and dump it. And maybe that's what happened here. I'm not sure. Here and here, they bought it down here, and then they're going to swing trade and dump it again. So there's no way to get this back, because the amount of liquidity to get it back and sustainable at that point of accumulation, it's just going to go to the people that had their bags packed way back here and be like, shit, I want out. Like, I got wrecked. You know, I lost all this money from $1 down to 10 cents or 5 cents or whatever. So you're fighting that trend, and there's no way to like fix that at this stage. So hopefully you guys can learn lessons from these other communities and do your own research in a way that you're looking for both sides of the coin. I always say there's a left side, the right side, and the truth is in the middle. You have to come up with that arbitrary truth in the middle based off of looking at both sides of the equation. And if you can only get one from the community, then you already know you're screwed. If there's no healthy discourse or people talking about the flaws, especially if the chart looks like this, like if it looks like this, there should be people talking about the issues, because this was, again, supposed to be a stable coin. There was supposed to be a rewards token. So if your chart is down and to the right, and the original protocol design told you that you were going to be able to accumulate wealth and that the NFTs were like real estate doesn't look like that. Even the shitty parts of town, like that is just crazy. So if you can't find people talking about that, then get the hell out as fast as you can. All right, hope that provided some value. And if you're still in the system, best of luck. I don't know what to tell you besides unplug from the matrix, my friend. Lift daily and achieve your impossible. See ya.
Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? SPRITZ Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.